They could have done. All you had to do was give Rusev a title, any title, and Rusev Day did not go as far as it could have.
Like, even with you, when they first were initially together, they were so incredibly popular. You and Jeff automatically was like, just give these guys the tag belts. They're one of the most over acts in WWE, not just SmackDown.
Yeah.
In all of WWE.
So, completely honestly, I still think Rusev Day was a disappointment as a whole. Okay, because it didn't get as far as it could have.
It's because WWE didn't even try. It was pretty much Zack Ryder. They naturally got themselves over with their gimmick, and WWE's just, for some reason, instead of adding fuel to that glorious fire that they had and actually really selling merchandise, they refused to go with it. They kept putting him as a heel, he should have been a natural face. And it just kept losing and losing and losing. It was the Zack Ryder effect.
Yeah.
And when they actually decided to do something with him, it was too late. The calendars, as popular as that was, as popular as the shirts got with the sales, it was sadly too late. And now, hopefully, we will get a triple threat United States title feud out of this one. Give Shinsuke Nakamura something to do, and give these guys something to do, because no one really wants to see a singles feud between these two.
No.
And in all honesty, a triple threat feud with Shinsuke Nakamura can actually do wonders for all three guys. It gives Shinsuke something to do, and if anything, it would have Aiden English win the belt and give him credibility.
Yep.
And then have Rusev possibly win the United States title at Mania. Gives the United States title credibility.
And then all three guys get more over.
Exactly.
Which is the idea, but you know the WWE.
Yeah, they're going to mess this up somehow.
It'll be Rusev versus Aiden English on pre-shows until the end of time. That's it.
So essentially, they're probably going to go Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder.
Basically.
Like the tag team that broke up, and well, in this case, Rusev is just going to keep beating Aiden English till he's to the point of Aiden English is irrelevant.
Basically.
All right. Well, hopefully that doesn't come. Since Jeff's not here, I'll pull the optimism here. But I will have that reality that WWE will mess this up possibly. But all right, now let's go on to the main show, which is the first Hell in a Cell match. Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. And before we get into that, what did you think of the Red Cell?
See, I don't see the big deal in a color change. Why everyone's making such a big deal out of it. The cell is the same, and the brutality. Okay, it's not like the match has changed because the cell looks different.
Apparently, the red is from reading is that the red is actually like a rubber covering, so the wrestlers, when they take the bumps off the cell, they won't get too damaged.
Well,
honestly, it doesn't matter.
It's still fans being petty because
it's not even just. It's even more than just petty. It's just people have been so angry with WWE lately.
They gotta find
something to bitch about.
Exactly.
When I first saw it, I was like, "Huh, it's different. Is it necessary? No, but I'm not complaining about it. It's something new. I'm just like, you know what? All right, they want to do something different. Apparently, Vince came to the realization that how old the Hell in a Cell really is. So he's like, okay, let's do something new. Let's make it red. You know what? I didn't have a problem with it.
The IWC needs something to bitch about.
When it comes to WWE, correct.
When it comes to WWE, and they will take any opportunity. They changed the color of the cell. The show's gonna suck.
It's not even just that. It's like, oh, this is the worst decision WWE's ever made. They changed the color of the cell.
Calm down, dumbass.
Grow up, children. That's all I have to say about that. But Randy Orton versus Jeff Hardy. If you had to really explain this in one word, the word would be brutal.
Yes, and that is why I'm getting it out of the way early. Match of the night.
Really?
Yes. This was the match that I enjoyed the most. From a storytelling perspective, from an action perspective, and from a Jeff Hardy nearly killing himself perspective. And it was exactly what we said it was going to be. Jeff Hardy losing because of Jeff Hardy. That's it.
I wouldn't go so far as match of the night, but I will say it was the better of the Hell in a Cell matches.
Easily.
It was I will say. But my God, this match was sick. It was twisted.
This was exactly what a Hell in a Cell match is supposed to be.
This was definitely not PG.
You use any means necessary to get the victory. Okay, we had screwdrivers. Yes.
I was about to say, dude, I'm like,
that's what happens when you gauge your ears, okay? That's the chance
Randy
you take.
Orton taking a screwdriver into Jeff Hardy's ear and on the verge of actually tearing it. Is that really the means necessary to win the match, or just to basically show, wow, Randy Orton is a twisted son of a bitch?
It's creepy Randy Orton being the creepiest he could possibly creep.
That is twisted shit. And I'm just like, this is awful. I can't turn away because of it.
It's like this match, during this match, as the screwdriver bit was going on, and Randy Orton's you just see Randy Orton's face, and I'm like, he needs to be WWE champion immediately.
He is enjoying this way too much.
This is a dude who's been wanting to be a heel since the time he turned. I don't think he wanted to leave the Wyatt family and turn face at WrestleMania last year. I think he wanted to stay heel and bring out more of this shit. This seems like something creepy Randy Wyatt, whatever, would be doing. Like, he's channeling that into what he's doing right now.
You know what the sad thing was? That could have been the perfect opportunity to turn Bray Wyatt face. And if they were to break the Wyatt, have Wyatt be the face and Randy Orton the heel.
Yeah.
And then have that be the beginning of the twisted Randy Orton. That is long past. But
it's basically that character that he was during that time to the full extent is what we saw at Hell in a Cell and in that creepy video on fucking SmackDown.
When he was... Okay, before we go on to SmackDown, we got to talk about the bit that...
But also,
ended the match.
Jeff Hardy being Jeff Hardy sets him up on a table, goes up to the top of the ladder, and you think he's just got to go from the top of the ladder. But no, he looks up, and you're like, oh, shit, here we go.
Well, I see these beams, so I'm going to hang on to said beams, swing back and forth to gain some momentum. Randy Orton moves out of the way as I drop 20 feet through a fucking table.
Now, admittedly, okay, Randy Orton did move early.
Yes, he did.
It
still was the fact that it's still gruesome.
It's still dropping 20 feet stomach first through a table.
Mm-hmm.
So, and another just way of how great Randy Orton is a heel is, okay, the ref is trying to call for paramedics and emergency personnel.
Goddamn ref.
And Randy Orton's like, no, ref, do your job and count to 3. But he's hurt. I know. Count to 3. Or he doesn't leave.
That is just twisted, and that is a great heel. And then he gets the pin, 1, 2, 3, point for us.
Yeah. Based on a storytelling perspective and just the brutality of this match, put them together, and it was the perfect blend for me to be able to give this match of the night.
Just brutal, twisted. I loved every second of it. This was definitely the better of the Hell in the Cell matches. I wouldn't go match of the night.
And it got a good 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, yeah, this was exactly how the Hell in a Cell was meant to be used to showcase the brutality of its performers.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that this match did that so well, that's the reason I gave it match of the night. The pay-per-view is called Hell in a Cell. And this embodied the brutality of that match perfectly. So the fact that, that's all I needed to know.
Okay, now here's another Scholar's Quick Talk for you. Now let's bring the SmackDown and him possibly getting turned on the fact that the screwdriver in the ear bit, which, dude, you're scaring me.
I'm
now.
Telling you, this is the
and you just see him. Next thing you know, you probably could be seeing. if we stayed on any longer, that's probably what he could have done. And then I'm like, Randy, that's not PG.
Yeah.
I was teamed with the rated R superstar. Okay, he's got me there. But here's the Scholar's Quick Talk. He hinted on his next victim. Who do you see being his next feud?
I was kind of hoping it was going to be Daniel Bryan.
That's what you're hoping?
Yeah. But the fact that what happened later on means that that feud is going to continue means it's going to be someone else. Possibly AJ after this AJ Samoa Joe feud is over.
I would like to see that, actually. That actually wouldn't be a terrible idea.
Those are the two that I can think of off the top of my head.
I see AJ Styles more than Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
And that's just because of what I'm thinking is going to happen at Super Showdown, which I already said it last week. But I'll talk it again at a later show. But if it was between those two, I probably would pick AJ Styles.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. We got a great match in Becky Lynch versus Charlotte for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I was shocked.
Yeah, I honestly didn't think they were gonna do the change. I thought they were gonna leave it for the women's
Evolution. Yeah, same here.
Which brings up a potential problem.
You think you're thinking that they're probably just going to give Charlotte the title back at Evolution?
I hope they don't hot potato it. I mean, you would ruin whatever you've got going with Becky Lynch right now. If you did that.
Hell, the whole story with Becky Lynch is an interesting one because no matter how hard on both Hell in a Cell and SmackDown, they're trying so hard to push Becky Lynch as this heel.
Yeah, the crowd is not.
The crowd is not having anything that you're going with this story.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter what Byron Saxton. It doesn't matter what Tom Phillips says. It doesn't matter what their production videos are doing. Becky Lynch is a badass. She is so goddamn awesome.
It's basically okay. Everyone has said it. But there's no denying it anymore. Okay, Becky Lynch is the female Stone Cold.
All she needs is just an authority figure.
You cannot get the people to boo this woman. Okay?
There's literally nothing they can do.
Even during the Alliance days, okay, you could not get the crowd to boo Stone Cold Steve Austin unless it was hometown boy Kurt Angle in Pittsburgh. So that was the only time he got cheered and Austin got booed. But other than that, you could not get the people to boo Stone Cold for nothing.
Well, yeah. Those acting lessons that she reportedly got are definitely paying off.
Does the WWE have anyone who the fans would cheer for over Becky Lynch at this point? I would dare say no.
On SmackDown, no. On Raw, I probably would say Ronda Rousey.
And I can see, like, if they did a Ronda Rousey